In the blink of an eye, technology evolves, leaving behind relics of the past. Do you remember the excitement of hearing that dial-up internet connection tone or the thrill of watching movies on a VHS tape? Today, we're delving into the forgotten realms of technological history. Join me as we unearth the 5 popular technologies that have faded away in history. Let's start with VHS tapes, which were once the reigning champions of home entertainment. Born in the late 70s, these bulky cassettes revolutionized how we consumed movies and recorded television shows. Families crowded around their VCRs, eagerly inserting tapes to catch the latest blockbusters or immortalize precious moments. Video rental stores, with their vast collections of VHS tapes, became the weekend go-to spot for cinephiles and casual viewers alike. However, the VHS empire began to crumble with the advent of DVD technology in the late 90s. DVDs offered superior video and audio quality, compact size, and bonus features that VHS couldn't match. The digital era further accelerated the demise of VHS, introducing streaming services and on-demand content, rendering physical tapes obsolete. Today, VHS tapes stand as nostalgic artifacts, a symbol of a bygone era in the evolution of home entertainment. Pagers. Those small, pocket-sized communication devices were once the epitome of on-the-go connectivity before the age of smartphones. Emerging in the late 20th century, pagers allowed professionals, doctors, and individuals to stay reachable even when away from a landline. Pagers were the symbol of constant communication, offering a taste of what the future of instant connectivity would hold. The meteoric rise of smartphones in the early 21st century sounded the death knell for pagers. The limitations of one-way communication, the need for a separate device, and the lack of features like voice calls and text messaging rendered pagers obsolete. Smartphones, with their multi-functionality, became an all-encompassing solution in one handheld device. Pagers were swiftly pushed aside as relics of a less connected era, symbolizing emergence of a hyper-modern world. Cathode ray tube, or more affectionately known as CRT TVs with its distinctive curved screen, was the indisputable king of the living room for decades. From the mid-20th century to the early 2000s, CRT TVs were synonymous with home entertainment. Families gathered around these bulky yet reliable devices to witness the magic of broadcast television, video games, and movies. These CRT TVs became a hallmark of visual storytelling in households worldwide. However, as the new millennium unfolded, a technological revolution was underway. Slimmer, sleeker, and more advanced flat-screen technologies, including LCD and plasma displays, emerged on the scene. These modern displays not only offered superior picture quality but also presented a space-saving design. The shift towards high-definition content further highlighted the limitations of CRT technology. With these advancements, CRT TVs faced obsolescence, becoming a relic of a bygone era. Fax machines. In the not-so-distant past, the fax machine reigned supreme as the go-to tool for urgent document transmission. It played a crucial role in businesses, offices, and even personal communication. The screeching sound of a fax machine connecting and the anticipation of receiving a faxed document were familiar experiences. However, as the digital age unfolded, the limitations of fax technology became apparent. Enter the era of digital alternatives and email, where documents could be scanned, attached, and sent instantly without the need for a dedicated fax machine. The convenience of email rendered fax machines cumbersome and outdated. The world transitioned to a faster, more efficient means of document sharing, leaving behind the familiar whirring and beeping of fax machines. In the early days of computing, the floppy disk emerged as a revolutionary storage solution, a small and flexible magnetic disk encased in a square plastic shell. These humble 3.5-inch or 5.25-inch disks were the primary means of storing and transferring data, acting as the lifeblood of personal computers in the late 20th century. As technology progressed, the limitations of floppy disks became increasingly apparent. With limited storage capacity and vulnerability to data corruption, they could no longer keep pace with the growing demands of modern computing. The evolution to more advanced and compact storage solutions such as CDs, USB flash drives, and eventually cloud storage, marked the end of the floppy disk era. Today, they serve as nostalgic relics of a time when our digital lives were neatly stored on a square piece of magnetic plastic. In revisiting these 5 faded technologies, we witness the cyclical nature of innovation. What was once cutting edge becomes a relic, paving the way for the next wave of advancements. Whether it's the evolution of home entertainment, communication devices, or data storage, the patterns of obsolescence revealed the dynamic nature of technology. We encourage you, our viewers, to share your memories and thoughts about these technologies in the comments below. Until next time, Knowledge Shindu, signing off.